September 1st, 2009, I was driving to Stanford Hospital to go see the doctor about my foot. And midway through the drive, I got a call from Betsy. This is September 1st. Hannah is due December 7th. Honey, I'm not feeling that good. I didn't have a good sleep last night. My stomach hurts. I called the doctor. He told me to go into the hospital and meet him there. I'm going to cancel my appointment. I'll come back. I'll go to the hospital with you. We'll get to see where Hannah's going to be born. The nurse put her head down to examine Betsy, and she lifted her head up and she said, "I'm very sorry, but you're 9 centimeters. Betsy immediately started yelling and screaming, "Oh my gosh, I just read yesterday her lungs aren't developed. She's not going to live. Hannah's not going to make it. Oh my God." This is one of the times where you have to be ready for stuff that's going to happen, because it's going to happen. And I jumped up in that very 2 seconds where Betsy lost it in panic. I said, "No, Hannah is going to be fine. We're going to make it through this. God is going to hold our hand, Betsy. Come on, we can do this." For weeks, we didn't know if we were ever going to be able to take our baby home. On the second day, she had a little spot on the brain. And the doctor said, when we do the CAT scan tomorrow, if that spot has grown, it's a bleed on the brain. That means Hannah is not going to make it. We persevered. We suffered. We went through a lot of hard times. And for some strange reason, I stayed myself. I had the doctors, even though I was scared to death, I had the doctors laughing. I had the mood in that place relaxed. I had people feeling good. But also, being that Betsy and I had started children's ministry a couple years beforehand, we had an entire circle of Christian friends who loved us because we loved their kids on Sundays when they came in to see us. We wanted to get involved in a church. We wanted to have more fellowship. We didn't want to just show up on Sunday and leave. We thought it'd be important to get to know more Christian folks. And boy, I'm glad that we did. We started doing the children's ministry, and immediately I found that it was my gift, and it's a gift of Betsy's. We love the kids. When the parents can be in church and their kids are so well taken care of, it just obviously it's good for the church, it's good for the parents, it's good for the kids. Doing that children's ministry has been one of the most healthy things I've ever done for myself, because knowing how those people feel about us and knowing the good that we're doing, it just feels good. And I love kids. I think out of all of God's creations, the sun and the moon and the stars and the infinity of space, and here on earth, all the living things and the mountains and the oceans and the sky, to me, God's best accomplishment, the thing that He made that is the best to me, is human kids. If life-threatening instances happen to you and you're going to just depend upon the doctors and the nurses, I don't think it's enough. They're not going to pray for you, and they're not going to encourage other people to pray for you. It was the dozens of people at our children's ministry that showered us with prayer, that showered us with dinners at night. The pastor at our church prayed for a few Sundays in a row in front of thousands of people. We had thousands of people. We had thousands of prayers in our congregation. And Betsy and I have always felt that if we hadn't had that maybe we wouldn't be here right now. What I was saying before about Hannah started out in life being one of the sickliest kids in Silicon Valley. Today, my little Shopkin girl, Hannah, is one of the healthiest kindergarten girls on the planet. Anybody want to meet Hannah? Hannah and Betsy, come on up. Why don't you tell the people, Hannah, in your opinion, who is the best daddy in the whole world? The doctor said on the second day, Miss Hennessy, Hannah is fighting for her life right now. And as good as technology is, the best thing for Hannah is mommy and daddy's touch, mommy and daddy's voice, and mommy and daddy's scent. It's another thing he didn't say was Mommy and Daddy's prayers, but we did that too. But every night, I would stick, the only thing you could do is stick your hand in the incubator. I would stick my hand in the incubator, and her almost microscopic hand would go like that. And we would sit there from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, sometimes 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And the entire time I prayed. I made up prayers, I made up songs. We think that thousands of prayers were there to help and support us through this. And one of the things that makes me proud too is I know there's no doubt I'm responsible for this kid being alive right now. That makes me feel good. Besides Mommy and Daddy, who do you think helped you the most while you were laying there in the incubator?
God.
God? Do we get a round of applause for that? I would hope that everybody here would first look up to these kids who are spending their time learning music, being here to sing the music and dance for you guys. And boy, you know, that added a very cool element to this morning for me. They're serving God. Now let me ask you something. Do you think they dread doing what they're doing? No. They love doing what you're doing, doing what they're doing. I love doing children's ministry on Sunday mornings. When stuff happens, and it's going to happen, you don't have to go seeking folks and friends at Starbucks or school or work. You have people right here in this congregation that are Christian. They believe in God and they believe in Jesus. And if you become active here, man, you really should. You're going to benefit from fellowship. You're going to benefit in here the most. Man, it feels... My whole life is about accomplishing stuff and having that rewarding feeling that I'm making a difference. The most favorite thing I do all week is children's ministry. Of course, I missed this week to be here. But I would hope that each and every one of you would think about that. And if you think for a second, oh, I'm too old to do that. Hey, if you're retired, it's the perfect opportunity to donate your time to the church and to become active. And with all of that knowledge in your head, lead those younger people that you're helping to Christ. Because just remember George Carlin. The funny man. The man who talked about stuff. And when you think about George Carlin and his stuff, then I want you to think about Chris Hennessy and the stuff that he endured, the stuff that he and his family endured. And it was because of his faith in Jesus Christ and the foundation that he built for himself through his wife and through his church. That is the main reason why I can stand here and talk to you folks, and one of the main reasons why my daughter Hannah is alive. Let's bow our head in prayer. Dear God, thank you so much for